In Season 3 of the TV show From, we learn that Tabitha and Jade are the reincarnated versions of Miranda and Christopher. In a past life in the original town of Fromville, they were married and had a daughter that was sacrificed along with the other children. However, they didn't get immortality like the other monsters because they tried to stop the sacrifice and save their daughter. And now every generation they return to Fromville and have another chance to try and save the children, including their daughter. It's assumed that saving the children will defeat the man in yellow and the monsters and all of the other entities of Fromville. However, when they tried this last time as Christopher and Miranda, they were both killed and the entire town was wiped out in the process except for Victor. It seems that the man in yellow, or the evil entity of Fromville, would call the population or people whenever they are getting close to saving the children or start remembering the truth of the town. This is why Jim was killed at the end of Season 1 and why the boy in white was hesitant to reveal everything to them, because this would mean that the man in yellow would get directly involved. In Season 4, Episode 1, Ethan mentions that they are on a quest and probably have to save someone in order to return home. This is heavy foreshadowing, and Ethan often refers to the events of Fromville as a story. As well, there is a lot of symbolism in Fromville that things continually repeat themselves. Ethan is always comparing things to stories, and as we know, stories can be reread and repeated. It starts with the children being sacrificed, and ultimately will end with them being saved. Other people in Fromville outside of Jade and Tabitha may also be reincarnated versions of previous town members as well, or at least they play a similar role of people that have previously been in Fromville. Jade states that the energy of souls don't die, but they linger after death. That's why him and Tabitha have visions of their past lives and other people that have previously died in Fromville. This would also explain why Boyd sees Father Kothra and his wife. Since people have connections to their past lives, that gives us some clues as to who has been reincarnated and has previously been to Fromville. For example, Tabitha and her previous self Miranda both made the same bracelets and had a connection to the same song. Jade and his previous life Christopher both saw the symbol and became obsessive over it. Christopher also carried Jasper the puppet around, which is why Jade kept seeing the same puppet. So the question is, who in the show has connections with past souls that we have seen up to this point? I do think that Boyd's previous life could be Martin. Both of them served in the military and both have had the blood curse. There is also a chance that Martin could be Randall as well. Both of these two were chained up in the same spot and were haunted by the music box monster. Because stories in Fromville repeat themselves, every generation probably has 3 people that are taken to the dungeon, so this could be evidence of a deeper connection between Randall and Martin. Furthermore, the pioneer in Jade's vision is missing an eye, and the Civil War soldier is also blind in one eye. Either or both of these could represent Elgin. Also, when Jade sees both the pioneer and the Civil War soldier, there is a symbolism of blood involved, which could represent Elgin offering up his blood in Season 3. According to Ethan, we learn that Julie can travel through different chapters of the story of Fromville. This is probably where she meets a younger Martin and why he knows who she is. It seems that you can't change previous chapters because they have already been written, but they do give you valuable information that you could use in the present. Both Miranda and Tabitha came to Fromville with 2 children, a boy and a girl. I don't think this connection is trivial. Ethan and Victor have a deep connection as they are both technically sons of the same person. As well, both of them share the same power of being able to read different chapters of the story of Fromville and make predictions of the future. Ethan predicts in Season 1 that they will have to rescue someone in order to escape Fromville, and this does turn out to be true. In Season 1, Episode 1, Victor is able to draw a picture of the crashed RV even though he hasn't actually seen it. This does show that they have the same ability and connection to the same mother. Because both of them are alive at the same time, Ethan is probably not a reincarnation of Victor. However, he does fulfill the same role in the story, and therefore they have a deep connection at the soul level. We know that Eloise, Victor's sister, has been missing this entire time. He does say that he is not sure if the buried body is actually her or not, so she could actually still be alive. In the present, we learn that Julie is what is called a chapter walker, and she can go and visit different parts of the story of Fromville. Because both her and Eloise are the daughter of the same person, it would make sense that Eloise has this same ability. I wouldn't be surprised if she is stuck somewhere in the past, and Julie will find her at some point in season 4 or later on. We know that the daughter of Jade and Tabitha's first life in Fromville was sacrificed with the rest of the children. That begs the question, did Tabitha have 2 children in her first life in Fromville, and where is that boy? This would be consistent with Tabitha's character always having a boy and a girl. I believe this missing boy is the boy in white. What probably happened is they tried to save both of their children, but failed and only was able to save the boy, which put him in a state halfway between death and life. This would also mean the boy in white, Victor, and Ethan are all technically the same person or play the same role in Fromville. They are all chapter readers and can get unseen information from the past, present, and future. The story of Fromville starts with what I believe were pilgrim settlers. They came on boats to the Americas, and at some point the different families sacrificed their children to the entity of Fromville to gain immortality. Ultimately, Jade and Tabitha's past lives did try to stop this. It's unclear if other members of the current town are reincarnated members of the original town that went against the ritual as well, or if they were added to the story after this event. Either way, Tabitha, Jade, other members of the town, and various tag-alongs come and repeat the story of Fromville over and over again every generation until they are able to save the children. They have failed every time up to this point. However, the boy in white states in this season that things are different this time. The signs of this is that the weather is changing and the trees are starting to move. I do believe this is because Victor survived the last cycle at Fromville. Every time the people of Fromville have failed to save the children, the entire town is probably killed off. However, Victor survived, which essentially gave him a head start in the story for this, and Victor is playing a key role in saving the children. But what do you think? Is Fromville a repeating story, and am I close to the truth? Also, how do you think the man in yellow plays a role in all of this? Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.